today. From Bills Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. This is the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills taking on Philip Rivers and the Indianapolis Colts.
From the home of the Bills since 1973, we are at Bills Stadium just south of downtown Buffalo, New York. A few moments ago, to the delight of this Buffalo crowd, it was the Bills racing out of the tunnel as they get set to match up with the Indianapolis Colts.
To kick off for Buffalo.
And we are underway in Buffalo. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Colts ready to go to work here offensively, and it is Philip Rivers, their veteran quarterback and longtime Charger, who will be under center.
One way you become the all-time leading passer for your team is pure talent, and Philip Rivers has plenty of that. But there's also dedication to your craft and the willingness to get better all the time. Philip Rivers has a van set up with a driver so that when he goes to and from practice, he's able to watch tape and find ways to improve his mechanics each and every day.
A first down throw here for Rivers. He'll find Hines out of the backfield. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. Taron Johnson made the stop.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Third down, Rivers. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And he is going to score. It's a pick six and a Bills touchdown.
Touchdown, Bills.
Well, it was third down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And it's 7-0 Buffalo. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
For Buffalo.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. is going to bring the Colts up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Back to it after the pick six. Rivers. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5.
Taylor, the ball carrier.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
He was brought down.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Here's Rivers. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 44-yard line. Now it's Hines. Tackle made there by Matt Milano.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the Bills' 39-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Rivers. He'll get this one to Pittman. And he gets it down to the 32. That one a first down pickup of 8. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
First down, Rivers. That's complete to Jack Doyle, the tight end. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
He was looking for Michael Pittman that time. And it's 2nd down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
And it's 3rd down.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. That's complete to Hines out of the backfield. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Always important as a defender on 3rd down to keep the play in front of you and make sure you don't give up enough space that they can make a move on you in the open field. try as he might, he wasn't able to get to the first down marker. Excellent defense, good tackling.
Rodrigo Blankenship for the Colts field goal.
On for the field goal. A 32-yard attempt.
Blankenship's kick is good. And that'll do it for the first quarter of play. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. The Buffalo offense coming out, and it is Josh Allen who is at the helm.
How about 54 touchdown passes in 2 full seasons at the University of Wyoming? Coming out of a junior college, I think he exceeded expectations, and he can move it around a little bit too. A much better athlete than people give him credit for.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. Here's Zach Moss, Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year a season ago. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Singletary here running out of the gun. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on her. So that'll be marked down as a 19-yard punt. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Indy set to go on offense once more. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas,
yeah,
right?
A little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
8 yards.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From the gun, Rivers. He's got his target. That's Zach Pascal. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
first and 10. Rivers. He's got Jack Doyle. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target, and he didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
Rivers on the money, complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
Rivers again. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Nyheim Hines there to make the grab. And the Colts have taken the lead. Well, we know he can run the ball. There he shows he has the ability to do a little bit more.
That's what you call a complete player. A guy who can run it, catch it, probably can protect the passer when necessary, but his skills are best used when you get the ball in his hands.
And that's the thing. When you've got an athlete like that, you want to get the ball to him in multiple ways, right?
Without a doubt, because he often creates mismatches about who can cover him, whether he's coming out of the backfield or even lining up like a receiver.
Extra point attempt here still to come. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the result for the Colts is a touchdown. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And able to get this out to the 25.
Take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
So here come the Bills out for their second drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
On first down, they'll start out with Singletary. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
And he will get enough for a first down, and that will lead us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in the first half, 10-7, our score. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Allen's throw is complete and able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 25 yards that time.
First and 10.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. So the shotgun snap to Allen. A quick throw going to be caught by Diggs. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10, escaping the pressure right. And now he's going to use his legs. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
So it's 1st and goal, and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen, eluding the pressure right. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Cole Beasley, the intended target, but now it's 3rd and goal.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
About a half yard from the end zone, 3rd and goal. From the gun, it's Allen. The Colts D sticking to their assignments, and that brings up 4th.
Incomplete. Intended for Cole Beasley.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
Tyler Bass out for the Bills field goal. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. The kick by Bass is good. And that will tie things up as we head toward halftime.
The game at 10.
Well, maybe a nice psychological boost there just to get back to even with that field goal as we head towards half.
Coaching 101 always says at halftime, play it like it's 0-0 on the scoreboard. Well, in this case, it's level, right? Same score each side. Just start over. Now you get the second half to play.
Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. This will make it into the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And just 25 seconds to go in the half now as they've got it 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Rivers. The pass underneath. Here's Hines with it. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
7 at the 28-yard line.
This time they'll just keep this on the ground. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. But they are all even to this point. So to see if either side can pull away, let's get you right back out to Brandon and Charles for the start of the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. Here's the All-Pro returner from 2018, Andre Roberts. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 26.
Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it first and 10. The third quarter starts with a run by Singletary. He'll have a first down past the 40 as he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. First and 10 here. Here's Singletary. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
The ball carrier.
No gain on the play there. Second down.
Anthony Walker.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And that's knocked away and incomplete. So a stop here defensively to start this third quarter. Just what's needed in a tie ball game.
Yeah, good chance to build back some momentum on the defensive side of the ball. In fact, what they've done is give their offense a nice push in the back as they get ready to take the field.
The Bills send the punter out as he'll kick it away for the second time. And that is very well done there as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Carry by Taylor to start the drive. And space opened up a bit. He's able to take this up past the 10. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
And that run there does nothing but juice up the guys who are moving the football. I mean, if you're an offensive lineman, people running it, actually the guy calling plays, you're almost jumping up and down in jubilation, aren't you?
And now you've got options on second down.
And big-time options. You might want to think about play action and try and get something cheap right here over the top.
And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he will have the first down as he's up to his 17-yard line.
Brought down by
a third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
That's a tremendous group effort there because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. The give to Taylor. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. This is Hines. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Throw left side, complete. That's Hines. Certainly not what they wanted there. No gain, and it's 4th down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but
yeah,
no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. Julian Blackman bringing him down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense the next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. From midfield, here's Allen. Flush to his right, and he's going to keep it here. And there is a flag, so a big 2nd down pickup, but will it hold?
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. A play fake to Singletary, and now it's Allen. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
A man who has done this a lot, Justin Houston, in there to record the sack.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Operating from the gun. Allen going deep for Diggs. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first. But at least it's 4th down.
I may be an analyst, but I'm also a fan. I love it when people take the big shots downfield, but he was under a lot of duress. And I think that forced the incompletion downfield. Didn't have a real good chance to find his target.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
The Colts set to take over here offensively. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. Rivers and the Colts going to come up 1st and 10
at their own 19-yard line.
From the gun, he'll set up to throw.
And this is going to be intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. In a tie game, 4th quarter, that's about as big of a defensive play as you can possibly make.
And it didn't happen by accident. That was scouting right there. They've seen things that have happened before. They knew in certain situations the type of plays they like to run, read it, and were able to go after the football, get it, and take it into the end zone for a touchdown for themselves.
Pass on for the extra point.
He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And this carries into the end zone. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field.
And can they regroup? That's the question. The pick 6 hurt, no doubt, but this is still a one-score game here in the 4th.
Throwing after the interception. Rivers looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Hines. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. And despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
The loss of 3 on that first down pass play. Now 2nd and 13. From the gun, Rivers taken in by the tight end Doyle. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive.
I like this focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need 1. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They run with Hines. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Seems pretty obvious defensively. A key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
A gain of a yard.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
That's complete to Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Rivers now from the 50. Over the middle here, it's Hilton. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll throw again. Rivers.
They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And he'll get maybe a couple before he's taken down, as that will take us to the 2-minute warning.
That catch good for only a couple.
2nd and 8 at the 31-yard line.
So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 20-yard line. From the red zone now, Rivers. Nothing open downfield. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Ed Oliver, that time the one to get in there and bring him down.
They'll find Hines out of the backfield. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. This is caught. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
You have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. On 2nd and goal, Rivers, and this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly.
And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game. No surprise there, 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Rodrigo Blankenship on for the PAT.
And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. That drive, a long one, spanning 15 plays.
And the touchdown and PAT mean we are tied here in the final minute of play.
Rigoberto
17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Buffalo set to get the football back here.
They'd like to avoid overtime here, so maybe they can work the sidelines, but then defensively, how do they adjust to that if they do work the sideline?
It's the old leverage game, and we usually talk about leverage at the line of scrimmage, right? Who's going to win with the low blocking and everything that goes along with that. But in this case, you're trying as a defender to leverage them towards the middle of the field, not let them get to the sidelines and try and tackle them in bounds in order to run the clock out.
Chess match here late. A little bit of space there for the 1st down run as that's going to get him about 5 yards.
Xavier Rhodes brought him down. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 29-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dime. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Andre Roberts now to return it.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. That's sacked by the DN, Danico Autry.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Another try after the first down sack. Allen over the middle here to Brown. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. 27 yards there, a first down. Backed up deep in their own territory. They were in search of a cushion, and the cushion was found.
And you have to think total game, even in overtime. As a head coach, field position still counts in this spot. So they had to get out from the shadow of their own goal line, get themselves some breathing room. Obviously, that helps them on offense, but it may help their defense, too. Might be necessary here in OT.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Singletary. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Allen flushed out right. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
They'll run on first down with Singletary. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line.
Singletary.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
What will they draw up to try to keep this opening drive of overtime moving? 3rd and 7. Operating from the gun. Allen. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Darius Leonard, the linebacker. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
Good starting field position. For the Colts as they have it 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll start on the ground with Hines. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
What can Rivers do in the OT? Middle of the field to the tight end, Doyle.
And he is going to have a Colts 1st down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. So he hooked up with a veteran there, and in overtime, that's not a bad idea. Go with the age and the experience.
Yeah, because sometimes the young guys, they give you the fresh legs and give you all that bounce. But in this type of a situation, sometimes those legs slow down a little bit as the enormity of the moment overwhelms them. The veteran guys, they tend to come through.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, Rivers. That's complete to Hines out of the backfield.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
In overtime, you have to be smarter than that.
A personal foul just can't happen. Have to have poise.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Here's Hines. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball.
Now a hit, and Rivers lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. He's at the 50. He's at the 30, 20, 10, 5, and nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line. And a costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime, so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder, maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
Doesn't seem like you can, but maybe by discussing it time and time again, and you know they overemphasized it here, it almost became self-fulfilling.
And any points beat them here, field goal or a touchdown now. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And he got it. The kick is good. In overtime, he's able to split the uprights. And the Bills will take a 3-0 lead. As just a 1-play drive and then 3 points tacked on to the end of it. We thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say so long from Buffalo.